episode of Talk with Ifeoma Bassey. If this is your first time visiting this channel, you are welcome. And if you are a returning fan, I love you and thank you so much for investing your precious time to watch this video. On the last episode, we talked about identity crisis, and that was where we wrapped it up on the series on identity crisis. But on today's episode, we'll be talking about peer pressure. So what is peer pressure? Peer pressure is you doing something you wouldn't otherwise do because you want to fit in, because you want to feel accepted. That is peer pressure. Peer pressure is all of a sudden doing something because you want people of a particular group or class to view you in a certain way. Now, what are the types of peer pressure? When people hear peer pressure, for some reason, they always have this notion that peer pressure is negative. Well, we have positive pressure and we have negative pressure. Positive pressure, for example, as you being influenced to do the right thing, that is what positive pressure is all about. So, for example, you are in an environment with your classmates or your hostel mates preferably, and everybody there, they pray all the time, they read all the time, they go to school, they always attend lectures. But normally you don't do that. You're probably a very lazy person and that is not who you are. But by the time you watch them do it over and over again, at some point you're going to feel like you feel left out, you feel like you don't belong here. So the pressure comes on you, you feel like, okay, you need to fit in, you need to level up. So you start praying with them, so you start reading with them. You don't want to look unserious, you don't want to look like the one who is not serious with his or her life. That is positive pressure. At this point, you're being influenced to do the right thing. But negative pressure is you being influenced to do the wrong things. Well, what I might call wrong things, another person might see it as norms, but then negative pressure is you being influenced. Let's say, okay, you're in an environment with people and they are all addicted, smokers or sex addicts, or what is one of those things that our society call bad? If they smoke, the club, the parties, like what our society identifies as bad. Sorry. So at some point, everybody's doing all this. They're going to club, they're partying, sleeping around with girls, sleeping around with guys, and you're the only different person. Now, negative peer pressure is you getting influenced to do those things. You start doing the things you wouldn't otherwise do because you want to fit in, because you want to be accepted to a particular clique. That is what negative pressure is all about. Most times people, for some reason, get more influenced negatively than positively. I really don't know why it happens that way. So people at some point, they feel like everybody's doing this thing. All the guys are doing yahoo, all the girls are doing hookup, everybody's doing this, they all have their money, they have the latest iPhone, they have the latest this, and at some point you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do what everybody's doing because I need the money. I mean, everybody needs money. So that is what negative peer pressure is all about. We've talked about the meaning of peer pressure, we've talked about the types, positive and negative. Now let's talk about the signs of peer pressure. How do you know that you're getting pressured? How do you know that the pressure is beginning to get to you? Like, say, it don't touch you. Well, the first way to know it is you begin to avoid school. Why I'm using school is because I believe most young persons are university students, so you begin to avoid school and you begin to avoid events. So, because, for example, in a female-dominated department, a mass communication student, and of course, in a female-dominated department, it is expected that every girl tries to look very beautiful. Every girl looks, sleek, hot, classy, and whatever you might want to call it. So, me avoiding school might be because I feel, oh my God, this girl dresses so nice. This girl, like, everybody's dressing fine except me. At some point I now start avoiding school. I try to limit my outings as possible because I don't want to, come out and I'm not looking as beautiful as others. I feel like I don't fit in. And then the worst is events. Then I say, we are having one event maybe for communication students or for the whole school. I check my wardrobe. I'm like, this girl is going to look fine. Amaka will look fine. Amaka will dress like this. This guy is going to come like this. This guy is going to come with his own car. So many things. And I'm like, I don't have clothes, I don't want to feel like I don't belong, I don't want to, stuff like that. The guys, the girls, you stay back home. Some people I want to call it I want to stay at home and respect myself. It could be true you want to do that. I do that a lot. I just want to stay home. But you should also be able to identify, are you staying home because you really don't feel like going out, or you just want to stay home, or because of you feel you don't have enough clothes, you feel you don't fit in, so you start hiding, you start staying away. That is the first sign. The moment you see yourself, you're beginning to, are you going for that? I'm not going, I'm not go. You see, you start avoiding, you start drawing back from stores because you feel you won't look beautiful enough, or you won't look handsome enough. The next sign for you to know that you're letting pressure get to you is trying out new styles. So some people went to the university, 100 level, 200 level. They came from this family that they don't wear trousers. They don't, and away from their family not wearing trousers, they just had this notion within themselves that I don't want to wear trousers. And then they got to school, everybody's wearing trousers, everybody's fixing long nails, everybody is wearing knuckle rings and all fingers. All of a sudden you now want to try them out. All of a sudden you want to spray your hair blue, you want to try it out, you want to know what it feels like. All of a sudden you want to start wearing crazy jeans, you want to try it out. You just see yourself, you begin to try new styles. It's cool to try out new things, don't get me wrong. It is okay to try out new things. At some point I'm like, I want to just try out a new style, but look at where I'm coming from, look at the angle I'm coming from. So at that point you want to do what others are doing. That is the essence of the whole talk. Pressure, influence. You try the blue hair, you try the pink hair, you try the very bright golden hair, and it's really not your thing on the norms. It's not who you are. You wouldn't do that on a normal day, but you see yourself begin to try. You've never smoked before. All of a sudden you want to try it out, you want to test, you want to see what it's like. That is because you're letting the pressure get to you. You want to know what exactly is in this thing that these people are doing. All of a sudden you said at some point in your life that you never go to a club, and you're in a club. You just wanted to see what club is like. From wanting to see what club is like, you now go the next day, and before you know it becomes who you are. Now I'm not going to say clubbing is a bad thing. I don't own your opinions, but for our society, there are some certain things we call bad. Now, for someone that has made up their mind not to ever go to a club, not to ever party, not to sleep around, and all of a sudden begin to try these stuff out, begin to try out new things, new styles, pressure is probably getting to you. You probably allow people pressure you, you're allowing people around you to pressure you, and that's not nice. Nobody should pressure you, no matter what. No matter how fine they look, no matter how beautiful they look, handsome, sleek, nobody should pressure you. Next sign is comparison. You begin to compare yourself unnecessarily with people. I really don't see a reason to compare yourself with another person. I'm Ifeoma Bassey. You are who you are. The other person is who he is or who she is. You're not them, they are not you. There's really no reason to begin to do the comparison game. You begin to compare. He has a car, I don't have a car. He has a boyfriend, she has a boyfriend, I don't have a boyfriend. He has a girlfriend, I don't have a girlfriend. He has an iPhone, this. Don't do that. She has bone straight, she has this. Don't compare yourself with anybody. Whatever they have, be happy for them. Be genuinely happy for people. Congratulate them, but don't compare yourself with anybody. You're not in any sort of competition. It's not a competition. It is your life. If at all there is a competition, you should be competing with yourself. You should be competing yourself to become better, bigger every day, not to compete with people. The moment you find out that you're beginning to compare yourself on a steady basis, you're comparing yourself with Emeka, you're comparing yourself with Amaka, you're comparing yourself with Angelina, whatever name it is, pressure is getting to you. You're allowing the pressure to get to you. Whenever somebody gets a new car, probably gets married, gets promoted at work, the only thing you should do is congratulations. Be genuinely happy for them. You don't need to start, since I started this job, this one, that one, since you do, don't do that. Don't start sucking like a baby. You're not a child. When people get new stuff, be happy for them, congratulate them. That should be the end of it. And I don't know, just before we go, I just want to add the Xmas, Christmas, it's getting closer, and that is where the pressure is always high. December, it's not some sort of hallmark or for success. There is not a time where you need to show everything you've achieved. You don't maybe start comparing yourself with others. Maybe this one now has a car, this one now has an iPhone, she now has a bone street, because of that. And this leads me back to the first thing I said, avoiding school and events. In this case, you avoid traveling home. Maybe because you feel all your mates now have big cars, big houses, big dads, big this, and you don't travel home. Not necessarily because you don't feel like traveling, you really want to go home, but you feel like they're all doing better than you, so you stay back. Your allowing pressure gets to you. The fact that they have it at that point does not mean you would not have it. You would have yours. You just have to wait for your own time and be genuinely happy for them. Now they have theirs. One of the reasons why you shouldn't get pressured by people having things that you don't have is because if you keep seeing them flashy cars, nice hair, nice this, nice that, you might be influenced, you might be pressured to do something bad. And for all I know, you don't know what the person is doing. You don't know what is paying the bills for the car. You don't know who is paying the bills for the hair and everything you're seeing. You don't know what they are doing behind. And I'm very sure when they show it to you, you might not want to do it. But at that point, you're already in and then there's no going back. So you should not allow yourself to get pressured, because the moment you get pressured, you're going to start asking, show me the way now, cut so for me. You start looking. On a normal day, you should find people that will show you the way. I mean, you need to follow people that are already doing better than you to be successful. But I'm sure you understand what I mean. You start asking questions. Oh, show me way now. I see now you get a car. You don't do this in me. I don't get anything. Show me the way. Me self, I won't follow. I won't shine. You know those kind of stuff. You start, and then they finally show you way, and you now realize that this wasn't the plan for your life. You didn't plan to do what you would end up doing. So in order to avoid stories you wouldn't like to tell, don't get pressured. The moment somebody gets a new thing, congratulations. Boom. You don't need to think about yourself. You don't need to, even if you think about yourself, let it be as a form of motivation. If she can do it, then I can do it. If he can do it, then I can do it too. It's not a point where you're not like, or when you want to compliment people, don't do the so shoe is fine. Then you now continue. Look at me, where don't they wear this nonsense for my leg for how many years? Now this life, your shoe is fine. My God, your shoe is hot. You stop there. You don't need to go and tell the world your own story. The moment you say that, you now put that stuff in your head, in your mind, and you begin to think about it. You begin to ponder on it. Here's my own decision. Tomorrow you will end up doing what they are doing to get it. I just have a lot of things I would want to keep saying about peer pressure, about the signs of peer pressure. You when you realize that you're beginning to swing, your moods, it's swinging, you could be getting pressured. You're not happy. Maybe you're very happy, then you see somebody, you start murmuring, getting this one, they feel like. Another sign could even be jealousy. When the pressure is, you start getting jealous of other people's achievements. Another thing is, you see, human beings, we are supposed to be grateful, but once you let pressure get to you, you'll be ungrateful. So you're in a relationship, your boyfriend gets you an Android, but because all your friends are using iPhone 14, you're ungrateful. Like, what is this? I don't want this thing. What's the meaning of this? When pressure gets to you, you should be able to appreciate the little things you have, while hoping that the good things will come to you. Let me end with this. That other people are doing it does not mean you will do it as well. That you don't have the money yet does not mean it will not come to you. You just have to keep your head high, do what you got to do, wait on God, and trust me, at the right time, everything will fall in place for you. So this is where I'll be drawing the curtain on today's episode of Talk with Ifeoma Bassey. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video, watch this video, and share this video. Invite your friends to do same, and I will see you on the next episode.